Palestine.
Israeli soldiers have broken up a demonstration by hundreds of villagers and peace activists outside the West Bank village of Nabi, Saleh, just 1 week after a protester was killed there during a similar protest. Every week for the past 3 years, the villagers have protested against what they see as the theft of their land by Jewish settlers. Our Middle East correspondent Rupert Wingfield-Hayes joined the protesters as they faced the Israeli military.
By the standards of Nabi Saleh, this is a big protest. Every Friday for the last 3 years, the residents of this tiny West Bank village have marched down this hill to try and get to their fields. They lie just across the valley, next to a Jewish settlement. And every Friday, they meet the same response.
Well, this was, till a minute ago, a completely peaceful protest. The villagers from Nabi Saleh tried to come down the road here in their weekly symbolic protest to get to their land. The Israeli military, as you can see, has responded with barrages of tear gas, breaking up the protest. There was no stone throwing, it was completely peaceful. Last week, the same protest here turned deadly.
This is the moment last Friday when 28-year-old Mustafa Tamimi was shot and killed by a tear gas grenade. You can just see the riot gun pointing out of the back of the Land Rover straight at him. Mustafa's father is still dazed by grief and anger. He believes the Israeli soldiers have orders to get tough on the villagers.
After 3 years, they are trying to scare people to stop these demonstrations.
The Israeli military says it believes the death was an accident, but Israeli human rights groups disagree.
Every week in protests throughout the West Bank, soldiers and border police officers fire tear gas canisters directly at protesters. This is in violation of the army's own open fire regulations, is extremely dangerous and has led in the past to 1 death and many injuries, some of them very severe.
Nabi Saleh is festooned with odd decorations, hundreds and hundreds of tear gas and stun grenades. Down on the road, the Israeli soldiers have now brought in their latest weapon, skunk spray, a foul-smelling liquid that sticks to everything. The Israeli military says it's only defending the nearby Jewish settlement from attack, but for the Palestinian villagers here, it's just part of the mundane violence of Israeli military occupation. Rupert Wingfield-Hayes, BBC News in Nabi Saleh,